Hey, hey, hey. Hey there, little lonely god. I'm feeling a little bit better today. I wasn't feeling bad. It was just too warm and hot yesterday to crochet. Because the night before when I was in here streaming, my fingers were starting to sweat. And I was like, that's not good with all the yarn. But that storms that came through last night kind of helped cool things off a little bit. And no, the AC is not on yet. How is everybody? I'm a little warm, but it's better than it was yesterday. Excuse me. All right, let's. Oh, sorry you have a headache. Gonna wait, as usual, for more people to pop on in, and then we will start our squares of the night. Hopefully, I have two for tonight and two for tomorrow. So hopefully, we're not gonna have to miss on any of our squares that we're working on. Your sister just learned how to what? Oh, to make granny squares. Yay! They're pretty fun, and there's so many different variations, as you probably know. Ask Clay Miko. He's learned a lot about granny squares in the past couple months. But we're doing the Victorian lace or lattice square, and then we're doing the birds of a feather. And I really like the birds of a feather, and it's easy to do. But first, we're going to do made a Pikachu blanket out of granny squares. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. I made a Minecraft creeper blanket, small little blanket for a former friend out of granny squares. They used to be my biggest enemy. Now I've got them cornered. Ha ha! See what you did there. Okay, so people are coming in. So we're doing this, the Victorian lace or Victorian lattice square. And it kind of, let me get my other one from the other night. It's in the similar style of what we did the other night. So it's solid color, it's lacy. So they're much, this one's much bigger, but similar feel to it. You really couldn't use these together because even if you did two of them, this isn't even half. This is more than half of the Victorian one. But like I said, they're similar. How many round? I gotta see how many rounds this has. This has 9 rounds. What we're gonna do tonight. So if anybody's crocheting along, as usual, let me know in advance. or as we're doing it, so I can slow down. A lot of it's repetition, as you know, with granny squares. You just do the same thing over. You could add more blank rounds to match. Yes, yes, good. Thank you, Citric Blue. You could do this if you line them up here. You can even kind of do similar patterns with this open work. Make up your own based off of this square to make the blue one the same size. It's a really good suggestion. And then you could use those together. And I think they definitely would work together. Or you could just do, if you wanted more solid, just do rounds and rounds and rounds all the way around. But I think it would look pretty to do a couple more of these chain spaces here and there to the blue one to make it bigger. Since this has got the chain spaces out for it. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way so it's not as confusing. So what we're going to do with this stitch, there are... Hey there, Sophie, how are you? The only special stitch, and it's not a special stitch because we've done it before, and if anybody who's new and is familiar with crochet, it's double crochet two together. So we will, I'll show you how to do that when we get to that point of the pattern. Okay, first what we're going to do is either you're going to make a magic ring or you're going to chain 4 and join with a slip stitch to form a loop. I'm going to do the latter. I'm going to chain 4, join with a slip stitch to form a loop. It's a little bit quicker for me. I do like the magic ring. You're hungry, don't know what to eat. We just had pizza. It was pretty good. Okay. So we've got our, let me zoom in a little. All I've done is chain 4, slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring. That's all I've done. Now what we're going to do is, how are they saying this? Now we're going to chain 4. We've got our starting ring, chain 4. That chain 4 counts as a double crochet plus 1 chain. And into our, I got to remember, sometimes I think this pattern might have had an error in it, but let me double check something from my sample. I think, okay. So that counts as a double crochet plus 1 chain. And into our ring, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, and repeat that. So you're going to have a total of 12 double crochets, each double crochet separated by a chain. This is real basic. So we have 1 here. We're going to have a total of 12. So it's a double crochet plus a chain. That's what this is. We're going to double crochet into our ring. And I split the yarn. So double crochet, chain 1. So that's 2. We're going to do a total of 12. So double crochet, chain 1. Double crochet, chain 1. Double crochet, chain 1. So we've got 5 so far. Double crochet, chain 1. So that's 6. We're halfway done our first round. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. So I think we're at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double, chain 1, double, chain 1. That's 10. We need 2 more. Double, chain 1, and double, chain 1. Always make certain that you have 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. Hey there, Fluffy. So you've got 12 double crochets. Your starting chain counts as a double, and in between each double crochet there is a chain. So once you have that, then at the top of your third, let me get my pointer. This was our first chain. So we had our loop here and we chained up 4. We're going to count up 3 chains, so we're not going to count that last chain. So on the third chain up from the center, we're going to slip stitch, because these 3 chains counts as a double. That one chain that's after it, the 4th chain, counts as a chain space between the doubles. So into that third chain, you're just going to slip stitch to join. And round 1, you make a wagon wheel. That's pretty much round 1. Okay, and in the next chain space, we're ready for round 2. And again, if anybody's crocheting along and needs clearer instructions, let me know. And at any time, feel free to chit chat, ask questions, whatever's going on. Not tonight, that's fine. Okay, so we got round 1 done. Round 2 is in the next chain space. So this, we've joined here. Let me zoom in a little bit. We've joined here in the next chain space, which is this gap here in between these. We're going to single crochet into that space, and then we're going to chain 1. This pattern, they call that a mock double crochet. I don't know why they call it that, but that's what they call it. That basically is going to count as a double crochet instead of chaining up. It's another way of making a double crochet. In the same space, we're going to do a double crochet and then chain 2. So to recap, in that we joined here in the very next chain space, we're going to do a single and then a chain, and then do a double into that same space, and then chain 2. Turn off that light. There might be a little too much glare. In the next chain space, so this whole round we're working in these chain spaces in between the doubles. In the next chain space, we're going to do a double crochet 2 together. So let me show you that for those of you who don't know what a double crochet 2 together is. We're going to wrap our yarn because they're wrap our hook because they're double crochets. Go into the space, bring up a loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over through 2. Now we're going to wrap the hook, go into the same space, bring up a loop, 4 on the hook, yarn over through 2. So we essentially have 2 incomplete double crochets. We got 3 loops on the hook, and now we're going to yarn over, pull it through all 3. So that is a double crochet 2 together. And then you're going to do 2 chains. You're going to repeat this pattern for every chain space all the way around your wagon wheel. So you'll end up having a total of 12 of these double crochets 2 together, followed by 2 chains. So that first one counts as 1, and then there's another one. So every space in your wagon wheel will get that. So we're going to wrap our hook, go into the space, bring up a loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over through the first 2, wrap our hook, go into the space, bring up a loop, 4 on the hook, yarn over through the first 2. We now have 3 on the hook again, yarn over through all 3, and then followed by 2 chains. So that is round 2. Hey, Crojo. We are making the, whoa, I got to zoom out for this one. It's a big square. The Victorian lace or lattice stitch. You recently made a stack of greeny squares that was going to connect to make a blanket for my daughter's baby dolls. Well, someone decided that she wanted to stack the greeny squares to play with. So now she has turned them into our play washcloths, and she walks around cleaning off surfaces with them. Just a little granny square advice: don't keep them lying around in sight around toddlers, or keep them lying around and encourage her to clean the house. I think she's telling mommy that she wants some chores. Break out the cotton, make a bunch of washcloths. But that's good. I mean, maybe she'll have a yes, give her a pledge to go with it. I don't know about that. She's only 2. I don't think she needs any of the chemicals right now. Spray bottle with water. Yeah, actually, a little tiny spray bottle with some water, and if it's in an area that, like the kitchen or the bathroom, that wouldn't hurt getting wet. I keep splitting my yarn with this. Start making granny squares now. Send your daughter to my house. Exactly. Who needs a cleaning service? We got Clean Miko's daughter. I'm joking. Play bottle that she put. Hey, that works too. Play bottle that she pretends. Need to start back on your project. Just don't have the. Yeah, I know how that is. She'll sing tacky boy band songs the entire time. What? Okay, I don't condone the singing of the boy bands. Hey there, Silver Owl Leatherworks. How are you? So I've gone all the way around. In each of my chain 1 spaces from the previous round, I've done a double crochet 2 together, followed by 2 chains, and I'm at the very end, and I'm going to join working on some stuff and haunting Twitch. Why are you haunting Twitch? So now we're going to join into the top of our double crochet 2 together here from where we first started. So that, gotcha. No, I understood what you meant by haunting Twitch. Well, welcome. I'm just showing everybody how to do the Victorian lace square. It's a variation of a granny square. So that's round 2. We made a bigger wagon wheel, basically. And let me just see. Now we're going, the next round 3, I think we're going to depart from the wagon wheel. We're going to get more into of a somewhat of a square shape. So now into the next chain 2 space, we're going to single. You like this wagon wheel just for coasters? Yeah, if you're going to do coasters, I probably wouldn't do it this open. I would just do regular single crochet or regular double crochet in a circle without the chain spaces, because the condensation would probably it's probably going to suck through anyway. But yeah, oh, definitely in cotton. Definitely in cotton. If it's a coaster. You can always after it's done, you could back it with something to help reduce the moisture going all the way through. Okay, round 3, we're going to single crochet into the next 2 chain space. Right in here, we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got this wagon wheel with this tail. In the next space, we are going to single crochet into the very next space. So we've made a little handle on our wagon wheel, or it looks like a padlock. Yeah, what is everybody working on while I'm doing this? So we've done our chain 3. In our next space, we've single crocheted. Now we're going to not chain 3, we've chained 7. The next space, we've single crocheted. And now we're going to chain 3. And in the next space we come to, we're going to single crochet. So what we've done so far is we've single crochet when we joined, we single crochet in the first space, chain 7, the next space single crochet, chain 3, the next space single crochet. So we're making these little loops, one bigger than the next. And that's our repeat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me just double check. Hey, Matt. Chain 7, single crochet. Chain 3, single crochet. Oh, no. I made a mistake. Scrappy donation blanket, your next whip. Want to start corner to corner, but only doing small squares. Different shades of purple and sewed together for a blanket. That'd be cool. Are your toes cold? Do the square base slippers. Also want to do red, white, and blue in the long wave pattern. Well, I don't think anybody's toes are cold, at least in this part of the country. It's been warm. Okay. Got to back up to where I was. So I single crocheted in the first space, done 7, then a single crochet, chain 3, and a single crochet. After that, we're going to chain 3 again, and in the next space, single crochet. That is our repeat. So we've single crocheted from our join to start, chain 7, The next space gets a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Each time you do a single crochet, you're doing it in one of the chain spaces. That's your repeat. These large loops are forming the corners, and then these little loops are forming the sides. So we're going to do that 3 more times. I think 3 more times. Yes. So now we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then single crochet into the next chain space. That's going to be a corner. Chain 3. The next space gets a single. Chain 3. And the next space gets a single. That forms a side. Got a knot here joining my yarn. I'm going to ignore that for my test. My sample here. So yours wouldn't have that, obviously, because I just used scrap yarn. You completed the baby blanket, but with this heat, haven't been working on any of the whips. No, I understand that. That's why I didn't stream the other night, because it was just too warm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's going to form the corner. The next chain space gets a single. Now chain 3. The next space gets a single. Chain 3. And then the next space do a single. We're going to do that one more time. Since your daughter took granny squares as clean cloths, started a corner to corner, starting to decrease once I pick it back up. You can get it. You can do it. Putting the border on a blanket for Project Linus, making applique elephant for one corner of the blanket. Is crocheted flat applique animal considered amigurumi, or does it have to be 3-dimensional? Amigurumi's 3-dimensional. 3-dimensional and stuffed is amigurumi. And usually have tight stitches. Then the next stitch will get a single. So are you crocheting an elephant? I wouldn't even know where to begin to crochet an elephant. Hold on a second. Did I mess up somewhere? Hold on. Single, single, single. Single. How come I don't have enough? Okay, either you could do that in the Discord or here on the stream. Okay, I gotta double check something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold up. Let me check this. Single crochet. There. Chain 3. Single crochet. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. We're good. 1, 2, 3. 2. Okay. My mind was elsewhere. Okay. So we've come to here. We've got our last corner and our last chain. We're going to chain 3 more. And then we're going to slip stitch into our single crochet that's right here to join. So your chain 7 pieces are your corners, and then each side will have 2 3 chain sections. Thanks for the clarification. The stitches are tight, 4-weight yarn, but using a 3.5mm hook. Wow. Yep. Those are tight stitches. Okay, so that's round 3, and it looks a little wonky, but those holes in the corners, those 4 holes in the corners, it forms these holes here. So we've done this, and you can't see it. The stitches are covering up, but you're forming these holes, and we just formed the 2 holes on each side. So that's round 3. Now, round 4, in the large hole here, we're going to do a single crochet and a chain 1. That counts as a double crochet. Then we're going to do 4 more double crochets, all into that same large space. 2, 3, and 4. So total you have 5. Your little single crochet in your chain counts as 1, and you do 4 more. Now we're going to chain 3, and into the same space you're going to do 5 doubles. 4, 5. So into each of your 7 chain spaces, so your corner spaces, you're going to do 5 doubles, chain 3, 5 doubles. Now in the next space, which is this little chain 3 space, we're going to do a single, chain 3, and then in the next space, do another single. So essentially what we've done, the previous row we had 2 chain 3 spaces. We've made 1 more on top to create a grouping of 3. So remember we did, like we did here, we did a chain 3, single crochet, and a chain 3 to form these 2 chain spaces. This round, into those chain spaces, you're going to do a single, chain 3, and then the next one do a single. That forms your 3rd space. And that's the repeat. So in the next chain space, the big one here, we'll get 5 doubles. To get more slack on my yarn. 3, 4, and 5. So we've done our 5 into our chain 7 space. We're going to chain 3, and in that chain 7 space, do 5 more. Whoops. Complete the stitch. And then we've come to our chain 3 spaces. The first one gets a single, chain 3, and then the next one get a single. This stitch and a lot of these stitches look really complicated. It's just each round you're doing a different number and a variation of the stitches. So you're not doing the same thing each round. So the next chain space, which is the big one here on the corner, you're going to do 7. Not 7, you're going to do 5. In the chain, it's a chain 7 space. You're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to chain 3, and then 5 more into that same space. Five. And then we've got our 2 little ones again. The little one gets a single, then there will be 3 chains, and then you're going to get a single into the next one. Get out a lot of extra slack on this ball. And then repeat it for the last corner. We get 5 doubles, 3 chains, and 5 doubles in our final corner. Five, chain 3, and then 3. And now our last side here, we do a single, chain 3, and a single. And then I got to check to see where we're going to join. Okay. Then to join, we're going to go into the top of our double crochet that's right here, and then slip stitch to join. And that is round 4. Okay, round 5. We have a total of 9 rounds. So round 5, in the next double crochet, which is right here, right next door, we're going to single crochet and chain 1. That counts as a double. And in the next 3, we're going to do a double. Crochet, definitely not black yarn, but we're using black embroidery floss for eyes and eyebrows. Wow. Yeah, I'd like to see the elephant when it's done. So we've single crocheted in the next stitch and chain 1. That counts as a double. And then the next 3 are all going to get doubles. Just one double. 1, 2, and 3. So we've got 4 double crochets right there. So basically we're decreasing a little bit because we're going to do something else for this round. In the next corner space, chains 3 space, you're going to do 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. I think they only take machine washable.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow, Coleth the Great. Yes, they take acrylic. They're primarily just acrylic. They want it. It's same thing if you're going to donate to like a shelter. They want something that's going to be easily taken care of. They don't want to have the recipient have to worry about special care and laundry. Finally, somebody pronounced it right. Oh, I just guessed. Coleth the Great, because I see the Great, and I'm like, okay, it's pronounced Coleth. I'm good. How are you? You used black lace weight alpaca on a shawl once. I was also an idiot and did some beading too. Would not recommend. Wow. Black lace weight alpaca with beading. I mean, I bet that was pretty, but you probably went blind. So there's our 4 double crochets. And in our corner, we're doing 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. So Coleth the Great, welcome to the channel, to the stream. I stream usually 4 nights a week. This past week has been a little crazy. I was planning to stream every night this week, but had some issues here and there and didn't stream last night because it was a little too warm to deal with yarn. So again, in our corner, we did 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. And then in the next 4 double crochets, they're each going to get a double. So our first one is right here. Let me show something that a lot of people miss when they're doing their squares of any sort and they're trying to find the stitch. Here's our corner. Well, our first stitch is right here. Sometimes you have to move everything that you did in your corner to find the stitch. That is the hole. That's the hole to go into for this stitch. So if you kind of look at it, this is the post of the stitch and the hole is slightly to the right. It kind of forms like the letter P. So a lot of people, and I've done it myself, don't realize that that little hole is there and they end up going in here and you're actually going into the next stitch. So to place a stitch on top of this stitch, the hole is slightly to the right. So each of those 4 are going to get a double crochet. 2, 3, and 4. If you remember from the previous row, we had 5 in a group. We're going to skip that last one that's here on the left. Chain 4. So we're going to chain 4. And in this 3 chain space right here, you're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 4 again. Now we've come to this group of double crochets. There's 5 of them there. We're going to skip that first one. And in the next 4, each one is going to get a double crochet. And that will pick up our repeat again to our corner. Our corner gets 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. Also, anybody who's joining, I do have a Discord and a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is all of my previous streams are uploaded. And our Discord channel, got a place for people to chit-chat. There's a section for people to post pictures of their projects, either ones they're working on or finished ones. There's a couple other things. I've got if anybody knows of any events that are going on locally or virtually. And it isn't just crochet. It could be anything anybody's working on, anything creative. I also recently added a channel for YouTubers to watch. Basically, these are YouTubers that I have found helpful, and anybody can post a link to a YouTuber that they find creative and informative and worth watching. So now we've finished our corner, and in the next 4 double crochets, each double is going to get a double crochet. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to chain 4. And in our chain 3 space, we're going to get a single crochet. And then we're going to get chain 4 again. 2, 3, 4. Our next group of doubles, we're going to skip the first one, and then the next 4 each will get a double. We've come to our corner. Our corner is going to get 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. The next 4 double crochets are each going to get a double. Or, what did Claymiko say? Grandma, you're doing the body parts separately and connecting them all as one piece. Yeah, for the elephant, is it just one piece? Or are you doing, I'm assuming it's one piece, because she's gonna applicate it to the blanket. After we've done our doubles, we're going to chain 4, and then in our chain 3 space from the row below, do a single. Yes, they get overlapped and stitched together. Oh, okay. Now we're going to chain 4. We're going to, when we get to the next section of 5 doubles, we're going to skip the first one, and the other 4 are each going to get a double crochet. 2, 3, 4, and we're finishing up this round because we're coming to the end of where we were beginning. The corner gets 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. The next 4 doubles get... Oh no, Seagam's here. Welcome, Seagam. The next 4, there's only 4 there. I might have missed a double crochet at some point. Oopsies from the previous row. It's fine. It's not going to make a difference. The next 4 are each going to get a double. What's up, Seagam? And now we're going to chain 4. The chain 3 space is going to get a single, and then we're going to chain 4. And to join, we're going to find this here. It looks weird because the way the stitches are formed, it's slanted, but this is our double crochet. When we started this row, it was a single crochet and a chain. Your toddler sneaking Cheerios to the dog. That's funny. So in the top of this, they call it a mock double. On top of this double, we're going to slip stitch to the top. Finding the stitch sometimes is a little difficult. Slip stitch it to join. I mean, at least Cheerios are not harmful to dogs. She's eating one, then going over to Lucy and handing. She's sharing. She eats one and gives the dog one. That's good. And it's oatmeal. It's basically oatmeal. I mean, it's not harmful. So that is round. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because our square is getting bigger. So that is round 5. So we went from a circle. It's definitely a square. We got these indentations on the side, but that's part of the design. We got 4 more rounds to do, people. So now we're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet, which is its neighbor right next door. Slip stitch over. And then in that same stitch, we're going to do a single crochet and a chain one. And then in the next three, hold on, let me double check my pattern. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Slip stitch in the next double crochet. Okay, slip stitch to the next double crochet, and in the following double crochet, we're going to single crochet and chain one. So from the left, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the fourth one, we're going to single crochet, chain one. That counts as a double crochet, and each of the next three are going to get a double crochet. If you remember rows back, we had 5 here, and then we had 7, but when we did it, we ended up missing one. Well, the same thing, so you're kind of increasing but then also decreasing. This pattern calls me to put a single crochet all the way around, but in the back loop only. But honestly, it doesn't need to be. There's nothing that you're attaching to. Is it a square? Or is there anything else? Usually if you're doing it into the back loop only, you're creating like a texture, a rib, so the front loop can show. So maybe it's a design to create some texture. No, it's... Oh, you're making a leg. Is it to join the leg? Is it like where it joins the body of something? I'm not certain. Oh. Then if that's the case, you don't have to do it. And with any pattern, regardless of what it is, if it's a minor detail, like going into the back loop or both loops, change it however you want. The shawls that I've been making the past couple months, there's this one stitch where it wants you to go into the stitch to do this one part. Well, I don't go into the stitch for that part of it. I go into the chain space. So it's a variation. It's still going to look fine. You make the pattern your own if it doesn't affect the pattern. So now we're at the corner here. And in our corner, we're going to do 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. And in the next 4 doubles here, we're going to put a double into each of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to chain 4. 2, 4. Find it interesting because it's weird. It's the pattern that I had to throw away, and I'm starting over, so I know how it's going to look. There's no reason last time to go into the back loop, plus that row was really hard to do, because I hate going into the back loops, especially with the chunky yarn. Oh, with chunky yarn, yeah. Back loops for chunky yarn is not fun. So after we've done our 4 doubles, we're going to chain 4, and then we're going to single crochet into our next hole. Now we're going to chain 4, and then we're going to single crochet into the next space, and then we're going to chain 4 again. Let me just double check to make certain that that is correct. That is correct. So we've done our 4 doubles here. Well, our corner had 2, then we had 4 doubles, chain 4, single crochet into this hole, chain 4, single crochet into the next hole, chain 4. We're going to skip 2 double crochets, and then you should have 4 more. In each of those 4, they're each going to get a double. Come to the corner. We're going to get 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. And now the next 4 stitches are each going to get a double. The 4th one, chain 4, do a single into the next space, chain 4, do a single into the next space, and chain 4. Skip 2 stitches. The next 4 stitches are each going to get a double. Corner gets 2 doubles, chain 3, and 2 doubles. 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles. The next 4 stitches are each going to get a double. We're going to chain 4. The next space gets a single, chain 4. Next space gets a single, and then chain 4. Skip the next 2 stitches, and then the next 4 each get a double. Do our 2 doubles into our corner, chain 3, and then 2 more doubles into that corner. The next 4 stitches each get a single. Now we're going to chain 4. The next space gets a single, chain 4. Next space gets a single, chain 4. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of our double crochet, which is that stitch right there. It's at an angle because that's just the way that that stitch happens to be formed. And slip stitch to join. That is row 6. So we're starting to get this lacy look. Every time we do our chain spaces, we're creating more open holes for the lace look. Row 7. In the same space that we joined, we're going to single crochet and chain 1. Okay, good night. So we're going to single crochet, chain 1. And in the next 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, The next 5 stitches are each going to get a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's technically a total of 6, because we have 5 regular ones plus our mock one on the edge. Our corner is going to get two doubles, chain 3, and 2 doubles like we've done before. The next 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, are each going to get a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. In the next space, you're going to do 2 doubles into that loop space. We're going to chain 4. The next space we come to, we'll get a single, and now we're going to chain 4. And in the next space, because we have 3 on this side from that previous row, 1, 2, 3, the next space is going to get a single. So we went from 2 little ones, another little one little one, 2 big ones, 3 big ones, and now 2 big ones. Now in the next 6 stitches, which are all 6 of these, each are going to get a double. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The corner gets 2 doubles, chain 3, and 2 doubles. Anything around. Next 6 stitches, which are all the stitches in this group, each going to get a double. 3, 5, 6. The next space is going to get 2 doubles. We're going to chain 4. Next space gets a single, chain 4. Next space gets 2 doubles. Wrap it like a double, not a single. Come on. So that was 1 double. And now we've got 2 doubles. Each of the next 6 are going to get a single. Six. Corner gets 2 doubles. 3 chains. 2 doubles. And I got to go around my other 2 sides. 2, 3, 6. Space gets 2. chain 4, single crochet, chain 4, 2 doubles. Anybody have any questions on this so far? I know it's a lot going on because each row is different. As with any of the patterns or stitches I show, if anybody's interested in any of them, I can send you the written pattern either in a text format or in a PDF file, somewhere in PDFs. Two. Coming to our last side for this round. There's 2 more rounds after this, so this is a lengthy square. Five and number 6. That the next space gets 2 doubles, chain 4. The next space gets a single, chain 4. Well, welcome to the Discord. Like I said, we've got places for people to post things. I just ask everybody to be civil. It's all written in the welcoming and the rules section. So here I'm at the end of my row, and I'm going to slip stitch to the top of that first double, which is right there. And that is row 7. Yeah, that was row 7. We've got 2 more. You're making legs. So what are you making legs for? Like what type of animal is this? I know you said you had to, or person, or said you had to like rip it out before, I think. Are you having some type of issues? Toronto plush? I'm not certain what that is. Okay, so that's row 7. Row 8. 2 more rows. Rounds. In the same space as the join, we're going to single crochet and chain 1. So single crochet, chain 1. So that counts as a double crochet. In the next 7 stitches, they're each going to get a double. So this section here is just like a regular double crochet. You do a double into each stitch. There'll be a total of technically 8 because you're doing the 7 here, and then the one we just made, the mock double, counts as a double crochet. Our corner is the same. It's 2 doubles, 3 chains, 2 doubles. You're making, oh, it's from an anime. You're making a trunk. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what this elephant looks like. So our corner's 2 doubles, 3 chains, and 2 doubles. And now the next could be 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next 10 stitches are each going to get a double. So this round's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward until you get to the centers for the lacy part. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10th, and that brings us to our lacy area. In the next chain space, we're going to do 2 doubles, chain 4, no, we're not going to do that. Let's double check that. 2 double crochets in our space. We're going to chain 1, and then 2 double crochets into the next chain space. If I can get my fingers to work right. The next 10 are each going to get a double. Seven. I was at only 9. Did I count wrong? Oh, I might have counted wrong at some point. 2, 8, 9. Okay, since I missed a stitch, and if you ever miss a stitch like that, most times, not always, but sometimes, we need an extra stitch. So what we can do is we can pop in an extra double right in there. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. And in our corner, again, it's 2 doubles, chain 3, 2 doubles. Now we should have 10 on the next side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So the next 10 stitches are all going to get a double. Oh. 10. The next space will get 2 doubles, 1 chain. The next space after that will get 2 doubles, and the next 10 stitches, let's see if there's 10. There's 10. Each will get a double. This square is so large, it does use some yarn. So it definitely is not forgiving with the use of the yarn, because it will eat up some yarn. Just because of the size. Yep, it is a large square. And welcome, lady. How are you? And I'm only on row 8. I have 1 more row after this. Get to the corner, we're doing 2 doubles. 3 chain, 2 doubles. And the same pattern, and I've only done two sides of it for this round. Well, I've made it to the weekend. It's a better week than last. Well, that's good. We don't talk about the weight Granny has put on. Okay, Seagam, if you're going to lurk. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next 10 are each going to get a double. Well, that's good that your week is better than it was last week. Been over an hour and I'm still working on the first square. I promise after we get the following round, we have one more round after this. Then we will do the meme of the stream if Crojo's still around. And then we'll take a little break. And then we will go into the second square of the evening. The second one isn't going to take as long as this, I promise. Now let's double check I have 10 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, there's 10. Each of those get 1 double. In fact, round 9, I'm not going to completely finish because round 9 is super easy. But I will do at least one side of it. There's no complicated chains, and actually there's no chains at all in round 9. 10. Last little bit for this round. That gets 2 doubles into that space, 1 chain, and the next space gets 2 doubles. And then you're going to slip stitch to the top of your double crochet. Oh, that's probably why I messed up there. I didn't. Anyway, let me double check something. Oh, okay. There's 2 more stitches here that I haven't gotten to. Those 2 are going to get doubles. And now we can slip stitch to the top of that first stitch. So that's round 8. And then all that round 9 is, the corners are the same. And I might not even show round 9. I can probably just tell you. The corners are the same. So the corners, instead of doubles, they're doing singles. So in the corners, you're going to do 2 singles, 3 chains, 2 singles. And then every stitch will get a single, including that chain 1 space that's right here. will get a single. So it's all singles, except when you get to the corners, you do your 3 chains. I'm not going to demonstrate that because that's just as simple. And I'll show you right here what it will look like on my sample. So this here is row 8, and that's row 9. So it's just a single in every stitch. The corner is 2 singles, 3 chains, 2 singles. Let me show that on camera. 2 singles, 3 chains, 2 singles, single in every stitch, and then including that chain 1 space, this is a chain 1 space, there'll be a single. So you're just doing singles all the way around to finish it. I'm not gonna show you how to do a single crochet. It's kind of boring to see tons of it. So just imagine there's one more round on the blue. These will look really good if you block them. The lacy patterns like this, and then the one from the other night, this one, I would definitely recommend for you to block. I usually don't block anything. These do need it because they are kind of wavy. And then you can join them together however you want. I think that'll make a really pretty bedspread, or even if you take one of these, and if you need it to be bigger, just do a couple, make it a little bit larger, and then have a pillow, like with an actual woven fabric pillow, and then apply this over top of it so you would see the fabric underneath in a coordinating or contrasting color. I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, you could use worsted weight. It would look really good with like probably a sport weight yarn, a size 2, a thinner one that's durable enough for a pillow. But that is the Victorian lace square. I like how it makes these flower pineapple type patterns, and it's got the center wagon wheel. Okay, we're going to open this up, and we're going to go to the meme of the stream. A clean house is a sign of not having enough yarn. True. Very true. That was kind of appropriate for Clean Miko and her daughter, but if she was here, I'll end up probably sending it to her, or I need to actually post all of previous memes in the Discord. Just trying to tell you have enough yarn. Okay. I promise you that this square that we're doing next is not going to take as long as the one we just did. This is the Birds of a Feather granny square. Really easy to understand. All of the corners are like a solid granny. So you stitch into you do a double crochet into every double crochet. The corners are the same. Let me pull up my pattern. The corners are pretty much 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. The difference is the center ring and the center stitches of each row. They're puff stitches. So we're going to start this here in a second. I need to take a little break. Actually, I need to take a break. I need to use the restroom. I will. Right back. Okay. Start out like usual. You're going to do either the magic circle or chain 4, slip stitch to join a ring. There's my chain 4, slip stitch to join, form a ring. Round 1, and this is only a 4 or 5 round. Is it 5? 1, 2, 3. It's a 5 round repeat. So we're going to chain 1. Let me double check. Okay, we're going to do a puff stitch. You're going to wrap your hook, go in, pull up a loop, 3 on your hook, wrap, go in, pull up a loop, 5 on your hook, wrap, go in, pull up a loop, 7 on your hook, yarn over through all loops on your hook. And I should have picked a better yarn. And then you're going to chain 1 to lock it. You're going to do that 7 more times. Yes, you're going to put 8 puffs into your center ring. So yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 on the hook, yarn over, bring up a loop, 5 on the hook, yarn over, bring up a loop, 7 on the hook, yarn over through all loops on the hook. I got to find different yarn because that yarn is splitting. It's not the best yarn, period. So we're going to do it in white. We're going to start on over. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Form a slip stitch to make our ring. Chain 1. And now we're doing our puffs. So wrap, go in, bring up a loop, 3 on the hook. And sometimes it'll help if you pull your loops so you don't want it real tight up against your center ring. You pull it up so it gives a little extra room. That might help also taking it off to finishing it. So we've done 1, yarn over, go back in, bring up a loop. We've got 5 on the hook, yarn over, back in, bring up a loop, 7 on the hook, yarn over through all 7, chain 1. Do that 7 more times. 2, 3, and then yarn over. And always move your puffs close to each other to make more room. 1, 2, and you do it 3 times. Yarn over through all of the loops and chain 1. So I've got 3 on there. I need 8. Halfway done. Five. Lost count. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more puffs into the center. And it doesn't look probably like much on this camera because the camera's not the best, the lighting's not the best. That's I was trying to go with that brown yarn, that tan yarn, so you can see it a little better. Sometimes the white gets washed out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8. Once you have your 8 puffs, then you're going to slip stitch to your first puff you made, that chain that's right there at the top of your puff, and join it together with a slip stitch. That is your center of your square. That is going to form, that's the center right here. So now I'm going to slip stitch over till I get to this hole. So I'm in the top of the puff. I want to go over just slightly. So I'm in the space between the puffs. And we're going to make 2 puff stitches in that space. 2, 3. If it will go through. There's 1. And there's the second one. So I've got 2 there. And in the space, the next space, we're going to do 2 double crochets. This is where we're going to start our corners. 2 double crochets in the next space, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets in the next space. So we had 8 puffs in the center. When we start, there's 2 puffs in the first space in between here. The next space we come to, so the puffs are in this space. The next space we'll get 2 doubles, 2 chains, and 2 doubles. This is our corner. And now our next space will get 2 puffs. Yarn's getting tangled. There's 1 puff. And there's the second puff. And then the next space will get 2 doubles, 2 chains, and 2 puffs. I mean, 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. There's 2 of everything on this. The next space we come to, going to get 2 puffs. 1, 2. So we've got pretty much half a side, one side, and half of another. The next space we'll get 2 doubles, 2 chains, and 2 doubles. Next space is going to get 2 puffs. That's 1 puff. Now we got to go into the next puff. Do the next puff stitch. And in our last space, it's 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles. And now we're going to slip stitch to the top of the very first puff that we made. And that forms our square. We're going to slip stitch over to the in between the 2 puffs. So that row, besides the corners, in the middle there's 2 puffs. You're going to slip stitch over to the next space. And you're going to make 2 puffs in there. That one didn't work out right. Let's try it one more time. One. That's our second puff. And then each of these stitches, there's 2 double crochet stitches right there. Each will get a double crochet. The corner will get 2 doubles. It'll get 2 chains and 2 doubles in the same corner. The next 2 doubles will each get a double. So we've just made our corner. And then in the space in between our 2 puffs, we'll get 2 puffs. This is pretty much the entire pattern. 2, 3, and do a chain. And then we're going to do our corner. I'll go all the way around. And then finish our corner. Now we come to our puffs. There'll be 2 puffs in between the 2 puffs. And I got the other half to do. Into the corner space, gets 2 doubles, 2 chains, and 2 doubles. The double crochets here, each get a double. Hope this is showing up on camera. In between the puffs, we'll each get 2 puffs. Three. Okay, and now we're at our final corner. Each one gets a double crochet. In our corner, we'll do 2 doubles, 2 chains.
Thanks for the follow.
Thank you for the follow, Alley Cat's Corner. How are you? And then we got our last 2 stitches. They're each going to get a double crochet. And now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our puff, our very first puff. It looks a little weird, but you flatten it out, you block it. And each time you go around, you're basically increasing in the corners. So the corners are getting 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. So that's where you're increasing. All of your stitches, your double crochets, I'm good but tired from the day of cleaning and crocheting. Yeah, that will definitely tire you out. So if I spread out the stitches here, the corner here will have 2 doubles 2 chains and 2 doubles. But each of these double crochets will get a double crochet, and that goes on all corners, so all 4 corners. And the only time you do puff stitches is in between the puff stitches here. You can probably see it a little bit better on the blue. Welcome, Alley Cat. We have a YouTube channel with all of my previous streams uploaded to it. The link is in the chat and on my channel. Plus, we have a Discord. We got a little group that are over there, and we post projects we're working on and suggestions and some fun things over there. So you can kind of see it better here that obviously this is where we've increased. The chain spaces are forming the holes. And again, the corner will have 2 doubles, 2 chains and 2 doubles. And you're putting a double into each of the doubles from the previous row. The corners are simple and easy. And then the puffs, you're just doing 2 puffs between the 2 puffs from the previous row. It's the only time you do the puffs. Again, the center here was just establishing your puffs 8 so you can have to make it into a square. Yeah, the blue shows up a lot better than the white. But I can see this in matching color, coordinating colors, all joined up. You can do it in, make a pattern. You could do however many, like whatever colors you want, and then join them different ways. Pretty simple, but yes, definitely a cute blanket. Something different than the basic granny square. This is kind of like a this is from the beginning of the week. This is a solid granny. This is a basic solid granny, which this is a solid granny. The only difference is, see how all of this is the same? The only difference is the center stitches are a puff. Fill in the gaps between with the 3rd color. It's like an auntie? Oh, an auntie instead of a granny. Yep. But it's just got it's not overly textured. It's just got enough. It's not like thrown at your face. It's just like overly textured. It's just enough, a little extra detail to contrast with the double crochets. I really like this one. I don't know why they call it birds of a feather. Maybe it kind of looks, they form like a V type stitch, like feathers sometimes can be V shaped. Simple and easy, but definitely has got a nice look to it. Okay, let me take a look over here. All right. I think we are going to call it a night. That Victorian lace from what we did earlier took up a lot of time, but I like it. It's just time consuming. So I think we're going to call it an evening, and we are going to raid somebody tonight. We're going to raid Lena D Creative. And let's unmute her. They are doing Tunisian crochet. So thanks everybody for joining the stream. And I will be on tomorrow night for the last night of Granny Week. And check out the Discord and check out the YouTube channel. And everybody stick around for the raid. And everybody have a good evening and happy crafting. And in about 9, 8, 7 seconds or so, the raid will begin.